Warning. The following program contains content about sports and the sports world. This show is an assembly of college kids who enjoy sports and like yapping about said sports. Claims and views described and promoted do not reflect those of Central Michigan University, the Central Michigan University Broadcast and Cinematic Arts Program, or Moore Hall Television. If you should have any comments, questions, or concerns, reach out to the show via email, cardguyshow@gmail.com. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you feel so inclined. Perhaps leave a comment down below. And please enjoy the following program.
You are listening to WMHW HD1 and HD2 Mount Pleasant, Mountain 91.5, a service of Central Michigan University's School of Broadcast and Cinematic Arts. Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always. And welcome to Card Guys Season 2, Episode 9. Coming up today, pitchers and catchers report, people. We talk Tigers, plus the looming NBA All-Star Weekend. It should be a good one, folks. Make sure to stay tuned. Fellas, maybe Valentine's Day. But who cares about that? We got Tigers baseball to talk about today. Joining me, as always, my man, Ryan Donnelly.
It's Valentine's Day is the worst, especially coming off the worst stretch in Detroit sports in a long time, and I'm single. So, ladies, Ryan D 6377 at gmail.com.
Your email.
Your email. I can't say my phone number live on air.
Your
so
email.
My email.
That's wild,
19
bro.
and ask girls to email them.
I can't say my phone number live on air. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness!
That's
All
some
right.
dedication.
Man's trying not to leak his phone number, personal information.
Right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
Tiger baseball is back, baby. It's a good day. Pitchers and catchers are reported. And stick around, guys. We have a great show for you.
It's going to be great. And joining us once again, Isaac Haffenden.
If you're 6'1", 220 pounds, and you hit 31 home runs last year, you play first base, your name is Spencer Torkelson, you should be my Valentine, for real.
Oh my goodness. Today, we're going to start off with Tiger Town. It's finally populated with some young cats who are ready for a new season. It should be a lot of fun this year. New broadcasters, some new faces. Gentlemen, what are we looking for? You know, today, pitchers and catchers report. I'm wearing the threads today. You know, I had to represent. What are we looking for in Tiger Town this spring training coming up?
We're looking for this year. I believe we're looking for we have a lot of new guys. Mm-hmm. A lot of new guys. And just got to look for, I'm not looking for consistency. What's the word? What's the word that I'm thinking of? It's not consistency.
If you know the word, email his email.
Chemistry.
There it is.
There you go.
We're looking for some chemistry. You know, we're bringing up guys like Jackson Jobe, Colt Keith. Jobe.
I know who you mean. I don't think he's going to make the show this year.
He could.
But I'm just saying he's going to be.
Jace Young could.
Jace Young. All these guys could.
Jackson, Henry Malloy.
Sawyer Gibson Long. He played a little bit, and he looked really good. We got to find some consistency with these guys. And then you add guys like Mark Canna, Kenta Maeda, Jack Flaherty, all these guys.
I think Florida should have a big bounce-back year this year. I think he is. A little redemption arc for him.
Flaherty?
Yeah.
I thought you said Florida.
So Flaherty.
Oh, never mind. Guys, it's 8 in the morning. But this is the year that we win the Central for the first time in 10 years.
It's really been 10 years.
We haven't made the
2014.
in 10 years.
2014.
2014 was the last time we won the Central, and I genuinely think this is the year. Minnesota got worse. The Royals might be a sneaky team to win. I genuinely think they got major improvements this year.
They got Will Smith. Who else did they get?
They extended Bobby Witt.
And Vinny Pasquantino's coming back from injury.
He's very good.
I could see him getting maybe like 60 wins.
I think the Royals are they're my sleeper team for the MLB this year.
Really?
I think the Royals, they're my sleeper team for the MLB. I think they're my sleeper team for just the Central.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is a generational talent, but I mean, look at Mike Trout. He couldn't carry the Angels. I mean, if Bobby Witt Jr. can carry the Royals, it's going to say a lot about him. But we'll see.
I just got to get consistency with these guys, and just got to get like Riley Green to get used to like guys like Parker Meadows and Mark Canha, who are going to be outfielders, and I genuinely think all three will make the opening day roster. A couple other guys. Javi's our only shortstop. I don't like that.
Oh, no, Henry Malloy. If he makes a show.
Oh, I'm looking at the opening day roster prediction. Never mind. I forgot about Malloy. My bad.
I mean, if he plays well enough in spring training, I would not be surprised to see him make the opening day roster, genuinely speaking.
A couple guys that I feel like will make a huge hit for the Tigers this spring training. Dylan Diggler. What a guy.
What a guy.
Well, I love Dylan Diggler. Doug mentions him a lot to me, and dude can rake. I think once Rake Rogers eventually slows down, I feel like Diggler will fill in right in there for the Tigers.
You mean Dingler?
Dingler. I said Dingler.
You said Diggler.
Diggler.
Forgot the N.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. Parker Meadows, I've heard a lot of like Tigers fans saying, I want him gone. He played very well towards the end of the year.
I like Parker.
I love Parker Meadows.
I think he's a good bench guy in case, somebody gets injured. And you know what? If we have a full outfield, Toledo's only a couple hours down 75. Set him down for a little bit, get some reps, and then when we need them, when there's hopefully we don't need them, but inevitably there's going to be injuries. It's a very long baseball season.
He's kind of like that break glass in case of an emergency player.
And you know what? He can fill a role, and he could be serviceable for a team that's trying to win some ball games.
I think Parker Meadows, he should be our opening day center fielder, move Riley Green to left field. But what I like about Parker Meadows in his very small sample size last year, 37 games, so not a lot of playing time, but still a good amount. He had a batting average of 232. Along with an on-base percentage of 233, so an on-base percentage about 100 points higher than his batting average. I think that fits what Scott Harris is looking to build with his team. I think he's looking for a lot of high on-base guys, and which brings me to my topic of Mark Canha. I think he's the Tigers' X factor for this year. When you look at his 2023 season, he had a batting average of 262, 11 dingers, 62 RBI, so good numbers off the bat. But an on-base percentage of 355, combined with a slugging percentage of 400 and OPS of 755. So,
it's a stat Comerica Park loves to put on that scoreboard.
Yep.
The OPS.
The OPS.
It's a good stat. It says a lot. But I'm used to seeing batting average, so it's a little weird for me. But
I think, aren't we still the only stadium that shows OPS instead of batting average?
I think so. But
of course.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. When you put Mark Canha, his OBP last year of 355, that would make him, if you put that on the Tigers last year, he would be the leader in on-base percentage. Last year's leader in on-base percentage was Riley Green at 349. So I think if you can have Mark Canha batting leadoff, he'll be like your on-base guy, maybe hit a home run every now and then. Kind of like, Kyle Schwarber, something, Walmart version of Kyle Schwarber. But a lot of great additions to this team. A lot of great additions. Andrew Chafin's an intriguing signing. Same with Shelby Miller. Both guys who had obviously Chafin was a Tiger in 2022, where he had an ERA of 2.83.
Bring it back.
And what I like about Chafin is in 2022 he had a K through 9 of 10.5, and last year he had a K through 9 of 12.8. So this guy strikes out guys quite a bit. So if you get him working with Chris Fetter, I don't really know how you pronounce it.
Chris Fetter.
Okay. Then intriguing.
He's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I think Mark Canha, to me, is one of the most underrated signings in baseball this offseason because you're bringing in a veteran bat with experience, veteran savvy, and this team's really young. You look at that outfield, it's really young. Vierling, Green, Carpenter, Badu. We'll see if Badu even makes the opening day roster.
I don't
hope
think
so.
he will.
As a Badu believer,
I think he's a lost cause.
He's a lost cause this year.
I think he's like a Parker Meadows, where it's like
Break class,
you
break
bring him
glass.
up if you really need him, and he'll be serviceable. He'll hit you a couple home runs. He'll make a couple plays in the outfield. He'll steal you a couple bases. But I think the outfield is one of our strengths now. Now that we have another year of Riley Green, hopefully he's healthy. He said he's feeling good. Kerry Carpenter, another year under his belt, and we'll see what happens with Vierling if we play him at third. I know Hinch said that we want to keep third base, what's the word I'm looking for? Fluid, which I don't know about fluidity at third base, if that's really a recipe for success. I think I'd rather see consistency at third base rather than fluidity with players. I really wish we would have targeted a third baseman in the offseason, but obviously...
I mean, it's not too late. Matt Chapman's still available.
He is.
Just saying.
But I think at the end of the season, Vierling showed us enough at third base for us to be more comfortable with him maybe being more of a fluid everyday third baseman, and then he kind of fills in the outfield as our first break glass in case of emergency player, and then we fill in as necessary per chance. But I'm going through Evan Petzold, who a friend of mine, friend of the show, his Twitter. He's kind of going through spring training, the first arrivals. Spencer Torkelson, he is in Lakeland. He arrived yesterday. Jack Flaherty, Jackson Jobe, Dylan Dingler, and Casey Mize were all getting some work in together. Casey Mize was thrown to Jake Rogers, which hopefully they could develop some good chemistry for this season. Casey Mize coming back from injury, and we'll see about Casey Mize this year. And then Max Clark also arrived yesterday in Lakeland. And just a lot of good vibes all around. All you see in these photos and videos are just smiles. The guys are ready to get back to business. And I think all of us are ready for him to get back to business. But what are we feeling about Casey Mize? Because he's a topic of discussion. You know, a high pick, highly regarded, and the injuries have gotten to him a little bit.
Yeah, he hasn't really been the best since being called up like 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't think, was it that long ago?
It was 3 or 4 years ago.
His first full year was 2021.
Okay,
Really?
so it was like 3 years.
I feel like it was longer.
He has 2 seasons. Well, no, I guess it would be 3. Would it technically be 2 seasons with how his injuries have gone?
I don't know.
It feels like he's only played really 1 year, which
He
is
has
kind
a
of
total
crazy.
of 39 starts in his career.
That's why it feels like he's only played 1 year. Okay.
It feels like Mize has been on the team for longer. Anyways, taking a look at his stats, win-loss percentage in 2021 of a .438, an ERA of 3.71, 30 games played, an IB of 150.1, 130 hits, 64 runs, 62 earned runs, 24 home runs, 41 balls, 118 strikeouts, 11 HBP, and a BF of 612, an ERA of 114, and a whiff of 1.137. Those are okay stats. Not bad at all. He hasn't, I feel like, been the best since being called up to the majors. But now having Tommy Johns, I don't think it helps its case at all. But like I mentioned in the show last time, Tommy Johns makes or breaks a player. Every pitcher has to go through Tommy Johns at least once in their career. And
It's very rare when you don't.
yeah. And Casey Mize, before the Tommy Johns, was just okay. Before that, just our whole bullpen was just okay. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if he'll be good or not. I don't know if he'll be ready. I'm scared. I'm low-key scared for when Casey Mize gets the start. If you want to put him as a bullpen piece for now, I feel like that'll bring his confidence back up and be like, hey, I'm back. Where do you want me? Hinch. Throw him in the bullpen. Don't have him start automatically because of his surgery and the way that he performed in the past couple of years. I think just put him as a bullpen spot for now, and if he performs well, and if one of our guys gets hurt, like Maeda or Grossman.
Robbie Grossman is a name.
Oy.
Oh, jeez.
I can't tell you how many times my
It's-
dad has cringed at the name Robbie
He
Grossman.
was
Shout
pretty
out
good
to
in
you, Dad.
2021.
If you look at... Oh, go ahead.
He was pretty good in 2021, but yeah, go back to what you were saying.
If you look at... If, like, one of our guys like Faedo or Flaherty Or if Gibson Long, or Foley, or Lang, or Maeda, or Manning.
Bro threw in Lang.
Or Reese Olson. If one of those guys gets hurt, Scooble. If one of those guys get hurt, does Matthew Boyd still play?
No, I think we got rid of him.
He was a 1-year rental.
He was.
Yeah, Boyd.
Yeah,
Oh no, we can't hear "Yeah, boy" at the Tigers games anymore.
Anyways, I went to 6 Tigers games last year, and he pitched twice, and that's all I heard. Anyways, if one of those guys get hurt, fill in Mize as a rotational guy if he performs well to the best of his standards, and just give him another chance. That's what I have to say about Mize.
I really want this Tigers team just to be able to gel lots of things together. The Colt Keith signing was ginormous.
He was a draft pick.
Yeah, he was a draft pick.
He was a draft pick.
But
okay,
no, but we did sign him technically. We extended him.
for the
That's what he's
6-year
talking
deal.
about. Yes,
The 6-year
he's
deal.
talking about the deal.
Through like the 2030 season or something. So
I think
good
it was-
things
I wanna
are
say
expected
2030.
to come, in my opinion, with Colt Keith. I just really want everything to just gel together for this Tigers team. They're hungry. They haven't been to the postseason in 10 years. This is, and I totally agree with everybody else in here, this is their shot to win the Central Division.
Before it gets too
Central
hard.
Division last year was weaker. And the Tigers they looked good finishing second. I think they had 77 wins last year.
78.
77, 78. Right around that mark.
Better than expected. But
Better
not
than
enough to win the
expected,
division.
absolutely. AJ Hinch is ready for this year. You know, he's kind of modeling his mojo off of the Lions season.
And he's the
after
betting
what
favorite
happened.
to win Manager of the Year.
Wow.
He is. That was a shocker when I saw. I was like, seriously? Like, I love Hinch. Last year he made some questionable decisions, but Manager of the Year? I mean, I guess it's the spring training predictions, but Manager of the Year is a little crazy in my opinion for Hinch. But go on.
It is kind of a little crazy. Right now I'm looking at 2024 over-unders for the Tigers in total wins. Over-under 80.5.
They're saying we're going to be right back where we were.
Sort of right back where we were. Now, would I like to see the Tigers outperform that? Absolutely. 80.5, I think, is kind of right in that ballpark that I'm expecting them to do. Maybe get in the high 70s again. If we're going on a really good stretch, get above maybe low 80s, mid 80s.
I say the magic number to win the division this year is 85. I think that's the magic number.
That's respectable.
I think
Think about
everybody's going to be even.
Think about it like this. Remember at the end of May, beginning of June, Riley Green got injured and he went on like a 9 or 10 game losing skid. Mm-hmm. And then right at the beginning of the year, we were extremely cold. And then once we benched Javi, we went on a little streak. I think if we can have some consistency and avoid these long, miserable cold streaks, think about it. If we avoided those cold streaks last year, we're at like maybe 83, 84 wins above 500. Yeah. We got better, and these young guys are only going to get better. I mean, all that matters is we stay healthy. These guys stay improving, and I think our X factor is we got to hope that Javier Baez can be a league average bat.
And that's
league
asking
average
for a lot.
We're asking.
That seems like a tall order.
It sounds
for
like
Javi.
we're not asking for much, but we are. We're asking for him to be a serviceable player. Serviceable.
And
Go ahead.
was raking in Puerto Rico, too, towards the beginning of the year. I want to see that. He was also, but then again, he was raking in the World Baseball Classic last year. He was doing very well for team, I don't know, was it Venezuela or Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
Rico. He was raking for that team, and he just fell off a cliff when he comes to the MLB. You saw those videos over the offseason of Javi Baez just raking balls, and then I guarantee you he'll hit like 5 homers this year.
I want to hit on this real quick. The Twins won 87 games last year and won the division. They got worse. They're probably going to get around 80. That's why I say the magic number is 85. Another thing, you have to perform better at home. Mm-hmm. Last year we only had 37 wins at home. We had a winning record on the road. we put together a winning record on the road this year, and if we could somehow find a way to win some more home games on the backing of this crowd, which this year, if we start winning some ball games and we start flirting with that first seed consistently, people are going to show up for these Tigers games. People are going to show up. Now, are there going to be the games where it's an empty stadium? Yes, it's baseball. There's 162 games. There's going to be games where it's not packed. But if you can, on most night games and most weekend games, try to pack out that house because you're playing well, you are going to win more games. A 37-44 record at home when you have this type of fan base behind you, especially towards the end of the season with everybody being there for Miggy, rough. If you can only put together that many wins. Now, we did end the season 7-3. So we put it together at the end of the year. Can we continue that? Now, off of that, there are 9 teams this season getting City Connect uniforms. And I want to mention this because the Guardians, the Dodgers, the Twinkies, the Mets.
I thought the Dodgers already got City Connects.
And another
The
one.
Los Dodgers. Oh, yeah, because those ones are horrible.
The Phillies, the Cardinals, the Devil Rays, the Blue Jays, and the Detroit Tigers are all getting City Connects. This could either go very, very well or astronomically bad. There's no in between. It's either going to be really good or really bad. What are we feeling?
I'll say this. There are a lot of teams that have good ones. My personal favorite are the Diamondbacks. The Serpentines, the milk white Serpentines, or like the tan khaki those are
Kind of a beige.
Yeah, like the
Little
bone
cream.
Bone, I think, is the color.
Bone.
I love that. I wanted a Corbin Carroll jersey.
Is it sad that I thought of Piston legend Jordan Bone when you said that?
Very. Another one of my favorites that people really like. I like Milwaukee's the Brew Crew.
I like those.
Those ones are clean. I like the hat, the MKE hats that are like a skinny MKE. I like that. But then you look at teams like, actually no, another one that I like that I really really want is Wrigleyville.
Oh, yeah.
Wrigleyville. I showed Michael these in class yesterday in our audio production class. The Wrigleyville ones, oh, so beautiful.
Those are clean.
And the Cubs are my second favorite team. I have family that lives in Chicago. I went to a game at Wrigley. I love Wrigley Field. I just want a Wrigleyville jersey. I want to go to Wrigley Field over the summer.
Wrigley's beautiful.
Wrigley is awesome. That's my favorite stadium I've ever been to watch a game at ever.
I'd rather go to Guaranteed Rate Field. I like it better.
No.
Guaranteed Rate is awesome.
Speaking
too.
about
I've been
the
to both.
I'm kidding. It looks
Speaking
like
about the Chicago White Sox, their City Connects are just boring. South
their
side.
entire team is boring.
Yeah, the whole franchise is just boring.
Besides
Tim
Louis
Anderson
Robert.
wants out.
Good.
Down goes Anderson. Down
Oh,
goes
that call!
Jose Ramirez.
That call from Tom Hamilton is legendary.
And then San Diego's City Connects, horrible. If you have a chance, look these up. Let me look at some other ones because
the Tigers have a chance to do something really nice here.
I can see Mike Ilitch doing a Little Caesars pizza themed City Connect jersey.
Get a little slice of Caesars right on the
Oh
jersey.
man,
He wouldn't do
imagine.
He would
That would be funny. That would be funny.
the Rockies.
I don't
Rock-
like the Rockies.
I like the Rockies.
The Rockies, I like that green, that shade of green with the white. I think it's a good contrast. You know, that darker
Maybe for,
shade
like,
of
the
the green.
Mariners, that
Looks
would
like
be.
it's straight out of South Park.
Yeah.
Looks like the South Park editors made it.
Seattle, though's got that blue with the gold on it almost.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
do like
Miami's.
those.
I do like that.
Oh,
Forgot-
Miami's.
Miami's is sweet.
Miami's is all right. I don't know if I like the red.
I like.
I
the-
liked Miami's.
Seattle's is clean. Washington's with the cherry blossoms.
I think
cool.
I think
I like the
Cincy's
cherry
is.
blossom.
I think
San
Cincy's
Diego's.
clean.
Cincinnati.
Boston's is ugly, terrible.
It's okay. I don't think the only one I think is ugly is San Diego's. I'll tell you, the one team, from what I've heard, the one team that is not getting City Connect Edition uniforms is the Yankees.
Womp womp.
Because
because
they want to keep
tradition.
Which tradition you can't. Which, by the way, you can't wear a mustache or a beard. That's stupid. Or you can't. I think you can't. Is it a beard or is it a mustache?
It's facial hair.
You can't wear
have
facial hair. That's about it. That's the only tradition.
No names on the back of the jerseys.
Yeah.
Unless you're
All
buying one, and then they'll have it on there. But City Connects, they'll be coming out soon. It'll be fun to see. Once we figure it out, we'll talk about, or once we see it, we'll talk about it. But NBA All-Star Weekend is this weekend. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to go through the weekend in order of events. And first, let's start with the celebrity game. I think this is the most underrated aspect of All-Star Weekend because not a lot of people think about the celebrity game when you think All-Star. It's Shannon Sharpe versus Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, goodness.
This is going to be amazing. So, Team Stephen A. We got Adam Blackstone, Natasha Cloud, Jennifer Hudson is lacing up the sneaks.
Okay. Wow.
Tristan Jass, which will be fun. AJ McLean, Kwame Onwuachi. I'm sorry for botching that name. Meta World Peace.
What?
We'll be playing basketball again. Jack Ryan.
What?
CJ Stroud.
What?
And Gianmarco Tamberi.
What?
I botched that name as well. Going over to Team Shannon Sharpe. Annual AA.
What?
Who? Never heard of that person.
Celebrities.
This is a celebrity game.
Is
Kai Cenat.
Is the Bucks owner playing this year?
I don't know who the Bucks owner is.
The Bucks owner, usually he plays every year in the celebrity game. I don't know.
Kai Cenat, who's a streamer.
What?
Connor Daly.
Who?
Walker Hayes.
Who?
Any relation to
He's the
Killian
dude
Hayes?
that if he better get off a basketball court if he is. No, he's the a country artist that made the song Fancy Like. The Applebee's song.
I'm not a fan of that song.
No, I don't think anybody is.
Yeah.
Quincy Isaiah.
Who?
Jewel Lloyd.
Who?
Micah Parsons.
Okay.
All
There it
right.
is. Lily Singh.
Who?
That is.
Sir.
Who?
Dylan Wong.
Who?
That's the celebrity game.
The only name I recognize, well, the only couple names I recognize are Micah Parsons, Kai Cenat, CJ Stroud, and Jennifer Hudson. And Tristan Jass.
I'm going through the Instagram comments. These are mostly TikTokers.
Are we surprised?
So
we
we're
get,
watching
like-
the TikTok Bowl.
Can we get, like, Biden to lace up?
Biden versus Trump 1v1.
Winner gets a chocolate chip ice cream.
Bro, ain't no way.
I tried to keep politics out of the show, but that was funny.
Fun fact, that video, the chocolate chip ice cream, was filmed in Moomers in Traverse City on the 4th of July.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been there before. Good ice cream. Shout out Moomers in Traverse City. But
It's very good.
who are these guys?
They're nobodies. We're going to move past them.
Okay, good.
We've got the Rising Stars directly after. Now, this is when the fun starts. Team POW. This was a draft. Detlef got the G Leaguers, Team Detlef. We'll go over him in a minute. But Team POW, Gasol, Team Tamika Catchings, and Team Jalen Rose duked it out in a draft. I was watching it during lab. It was fun to watch. Team POW, Bilo Coulibaly, Hami Jaquez Jr.,
What?
Brandon Miller,
Cool.
Brandon Podziemski,
Dog.
Jabari Smith Jr.,
What?
Kason Wallace,
Okay.
and Victor Wembanyama.
Oh.
So that's Team POW. He had the first pick, obviously. Team Tamika, this is the team I'm rooting for. Paolo Banchero,
What?
Dyson Daniels,
What?
Keontae George,
What?
Scoot Toot Henderson,
What?
Keegan Murray,
What?
Vince Williams,
What?
Jalen Duren,
Dog.
Jaden Ivey.
Dog.
Yo.
Go
Boys.
Tamika.
Our boys.
Team Jalen Rose, Jordan Hawkins,
Who? I'm just
What?
kidding.
Casual.
I'm kidding.
Chet Holmgren.
Who?
All right, buddy.
Chopstick chat. Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna
Chopstick Chet is wild.
I'm gonna stop.
Walker Kessler, Derek Lively, Benedict Matherin, Shaden Sharp, Jeremy Sohan, and Jalen Williams. And then the G Leaguers, Izan Almanza, Mataz Buzelis, Ron Holland II, Mac McClung, Tyler Smith, Oscar Shibwe, and Alondis Williams. That is the Rising Stars Challenge. It is a format of you play, it's like a tournament style between all the teams. So that's on Friday on TNT at 9 o'clock. Let's move on to All-Star Saturday Night, a personal favorite of mine. On Saturday, first event is the Kia Skills Challenge. It's Team Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, Eggs Benedict, and Miles Turner. It's Team Top Picks, Paolo Banchero, Victor Wembanyama. They skip over Cade and go to Anthony Edwards. And Team All-Stars, Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, and Trae Young. That should be a fun one as well. The Starry three-point contest. Now, this is going to be the best one of them all, in my opinion.
This will be interesting.
Malik Beasley, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns, Big Purr, and Trae Young. That is the most star-studded event there is. And then you got the Sabrina versus Steph shootout, which should be fun. And then we're capping it off with the slam dunk contest between Jaylen Brown, finally got a superstar, Jaime Jaquez, the defending champion, Mac McClung, and Jacob Toppin. Gentlemen, what event here on All-Star Saturday Night are we looking forward to most here?
I'm looking forward to two events. Dunk contest, they actually got it right somehow.
Well, I don't know why Jacob Toppin is there. They probably should have tried to get another NBA player.
They went 3 for 4 when normally they go 1 for 4.
That's true.
Like last year, Mac McClung was the only good one. Jericho Sims had the worst dunk contest performance of all time.
Didn't Jalen Green have an NFT around his neck, or was
Yes.
that 2 years ago?
I think that was last
I
year.
didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
But Jaylen Brown, glad that we got an all-star name back in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I like
seeing
that.
A star NBA player in the dunk contest.
Jaime Jaquez, very underrated dunker. Saw his dunk. He had, I think, like a dunk contest or dunk compilation in high school. He can dunk. He can bounce. He can definitely bounce.
He's got some hippity-hoppities.
Mac McClung had probably one of the best dunk contest performances in the past 4 years. I was not going to say 5 because that was Aaron Gordon and Derek Walton Jr. or Derek Jones Jr. Derek Walton.
Derek Walton. Wow, what a name.
That is a
What
name.
a name.
Because the 2020 dunk contest was a banger of a dunk contest.
Was that the one where, I forget who it was. They dunked over Taco Fall.
And they got a 9 for it. It was Aaron Gordon jumped over
Aaron
Taco
Gordon.
Fall, and Dwayne Wade gave him a 9. Still,
Yeah.
Aaron
that was
Gordon robbed.
he got a 49, and then Derek Jones had like the most mid dunk ever and got a 50.
Hey, Aaron Gordon's got a bigger piece of hardware now. He's got a championship.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, the 2020 dunk contest was Aaron Gordon, Derek Jones Jr., Pat, is it Connaughton?
Yep,
Yeah.
Connaughton.
And then Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, what a legendary dunk contest! That was probably one of the best ones in the past 5 years.
That
Oh,
was
it's
a
got
good
to
one.
be.
And then Jacob Toppin. Who?
Obi's brother.
Okay. Why?
Because it's
Hey-
Obi's brother.
Hey, Adam. Who's Jacob Toppin, and why is you having why do you have 2 G Leaguers? Not whatever.
They should've
Whatever.
put LeBron
The
in.
fall of the slam dunk contest fell off when they took Sprite off of it and they threw AT&T on it.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. And no, it changed once they, instead of like when the judges had like the little note cards with the numbers on it, instead they gave them iPads. That's when it fell off. And I'm not really excited for the 3-point contest. However, I'm excited for the Steph and Sabrina 3-point
Me
contest.
too.
It's going to be fun.
I genuinely think, hot take, and I know everybody's saying this, but I agree with the majority of NBA fans, Sabrina's going to win.
Sabrina's going to win.
Because she was shooting the lights out for WNBA All-Star Saturday night, and she's going to be shooting from a WNBA 3-point line. And
I think people are going to say if Sabrina wins, oh, so Sabrina's better than Steph. She's a better shooter than Steph. Folks, let's not do that. Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. Plain, period, simple. That's that. I don't want that to happen. I want it to be fun. I don't want social media to ruin it like social media ruins everything. I
You
want it
know
to be
there's
fun.
going to be people
Oh,
that do
there's-
that,
yeah, there's
though.
gonna be
There's going to be all sorts of trolls that do that.
There is.
I'm looking forward to the dunk contest. I always love. I hearken back to the good old days of Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine, where Aaron Gordon got absolutely robbed.
He dunked over stuff, and he didn't.
He dunked
Twice.
over stuff twice.
The Toronto dunk contest is the greatest dunk contest of all time. It brings back my childhood. It brings back warm and fuzzy memories of 2016 when you could still hear whatever those bugs are outside. The sun is beaming down. Life is good in 2016. And then Aaron Gordon got robbed, and the rest is history.
I'm predicting Matt McClung goes back-to-back. Matt
Really?
McClung had a heck of a performance last year. That's kind of a hot take, though.
I think Hami Hakwes is going to win it.
Really? Hami Hakkinen.
Jaquez.
I don't know. I'm just going to say he
Bold
will.
prediction.
I think the finals is going to be Brown and McClung. I don't know what Jaime Hawkins is going to bring to the NBA dunk contest. What I saw in high school, that's completely different. That was like 5 or 6 years ago. But Jaylen Brown, he can throw it down for sure.
Yeah.
He's just got to be creative.
I think Jaylen Brown's going to stink it up.
Really?
I think he is. I think he
you
is.
know
I
what?
want him to
I can see
win
it.
as just a fan. I want stars to see a star win, and then more stars will do it. I think that it would be a domino effect type of thing. But I think it's going to be Mac McClung winning. This is his one shot to get an NBA contract during All-Star break. I wonder if he's going to be lacing up the Magic uniform or the G League Magic uniform.
Probably the Magic uniform because he laced up the Sixers uniform, like the Sixers.
Well, the Sixers signed him so he could do that just for a marketing stunt.
That is
So,
true.
I could see the Magic
And Derek
doing that.
Jones, when he was in the dunk contest in 2017, he was technically still on the Suns G League team, and he wore the Suns uniform.
Yeah.
So I think he'll wear the Magic.
I think that's because they're also two ways too. That
True.
could be it. I don't know if Mac McClung's a two-way, but I'm looking forward to the 3-point contest. I kind of alluded to that earlier. I love all the names. I mean, every single one of these guys, except for Malik Beasley's a star player, and Malik Beasley's shooting 45% from three. So it should be fun. The stars are coming out to pop a few threes, and I could really see Lillard repeating. But I think Jalen Brunson's going to shock everybody and win this thing.
I think he's going to win it.
I think that's what Brunson's going to do. Isaac, what are you looking forward to?
I'm definitely looking forward to the dunk contest. I think it's going to be cool seeing an actual star player in there for once and seeing if a star player can give actually make a run in the dunk contest. But this 3-point contest has a stacked cast of characters. And the celebrity game is going to be a real treat because it's just a bunch of random TikTokers duking it out on the court. Who doesn't love that?
Right.
So.
It should be fun. Moving on to Sunday, that's the big game. The big kahuna. The All-Star game. Between West and East. Some All-Star reserves did get announced for Julius Randle and Joel Embiid. Trae Young. Thank you. Trae Young. And then Scotty Barnes, which is up for debate. I love Scotty. I think he's a good player. I enjoy watching him play. But I don't know. I mean, look, it's nothing against Scotty Barnes, but the NBA is all about record. For individual performances, it's all about your team. And his team's record is kind of stinky.
I saw a video about this, about Scotty Barnes being in the All-Star team and how the NBA is about records. They brought up Joe Dumars when he made an All-Star team back in 1993, and the Pistons were towards the bottom of the East. So if anybody can make it, it doesn't really matter about record. Scotty Barnes, you're a very funny player, I'll say that. But, yeah, I don't really know. I would have put, if we wanted another big man, I'd put Porzingis. I put Porzingis over Scotty Barnes. Although in my prediction in episode 5 or 6, I did say Scotty Barnes might make it. But then again, I had to throw in a player.
He's been great this year.
He's
been filling up the stat sheet. But I think the way the NBA is, look, Cade did not win Rookie of the Year because of record. Things are decided by record. That's just how it is in the NBA now. If your team is good and marketable, you win awards. That's how it works. But here comes Scotty Barnes with 17 wins on the season. His team just blew it up. There's nobody left on the Raptors. It's Barnes and scraps. and he's making an all-star team. Look, I think he deserves it. I think he does from a personal, individual standpoint. He deserves it. He should be there. But the way the NBA works now, if he makes the all-star team here, why wasn't Cade Cunningham Rookie of the Year?
Because the NBA hates Detroit and Cade Cunningham. It's Detroit versus everybody in the NBA.
Really is.
Really, the NBA hates Cade Cunningham.
So the starters are the same, which I don't know what they're going to do about Embiid. I could see Bam starting. I could see moving Giannis to the center and starting like a Jalen Brunson or maybe Donovan Mitchell the way he's been. I don't know who's going to start in place of Embiid because there's not really a backup center on this team other than Bam. So maybe it's Bam. But it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be really fun. I like that it's back to West versus East. I liked the draft. I thought the draft was a little funny, cool little aspect of it all, but I think having it West versus East just makes it a lot better. It's old school NBA All-Star. It's going to be fun to watch. You're not going to if you're on the same team, you're going to be playing on the same team, right? Like LeBron is going to be facing Anthony Davis. They're going to be playing on the same team, which should be cool. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun All-Star game. I'm looking forward to seeing these first-timers. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Scotty Barnes, Paolo Banchero, going over to the West. Are there any newbies?
Anthony no, he made one last year.
No. So the East has got a bunch of new faces. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is finally starting. That's going to be fun to see. But I'm just excited to see these new faces ball out and just enjoy it. I want to see smiles. This is the most fun weekend of the entire NBA season, where you can unwind, relax. You're not worried about the stress of the season. You're getting a little break from the grit and grind of an 82-game NBA season. And it's just fun. Everybody's smiling. These young guns are going to be great. They're going to bring a lot of energy to a game where you got a lot of old heads, got a lot of returning faces, let's say, and you got these young guys coming on in here, and it's going to be fun to watch. Mm-hmm. It really is.
I'm excited. I'm not going to be watching Saturday night because I will be broadcasting live from Martin Ice Arena. Central Michigan Division II. Club Division II women's hockey takes on Loyola Chicago. 7:00 broadcast. Be there.
Shameless plug.
Mm-hmm. I'll be on the call alongside Joel Drucker. Sorry, I had to plug, but
you're good.
I won't be watching. I might watch the dunk contest because that might be on while the broadcast is slowly dying down. But I will be watching All-Star the Sunday night game. I'm excited for that. NBA All-Star is really fun, and I'm really excited.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just to go over the rosters one more time for the folks that may not know. Starters for the West: Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, LeBron James, who is the team captain, and Nikola Jokic.
Le captain.
And then the bench squad is Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, who gave the Pistons the work last night.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns, Big Purr. On the East, you've got Giannis, who's the captain, Joel Embiid, who's out with injury, Tyrese Halliburton, the hometown kid, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum as the starters, and then the bench unit includes Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, who is injured, and Trae Young. So that's the All-Star. Before we hop off for the day, just a little update. You can see on your little score ticker down there if you're watching on YouTube. Detroit sports. It was not a fun night last night.
It was not.
The Red Wings got pummeled, to say the least, in the third period. When it rains, it pours. And then the Pistons, that was one of the toughest watches of the season because the game didn't end until almost 1 o'clock, and the game went by fast. So that was a lot of fun, but just a forgettable night of Detroit sports. And LeBron just posted about beating the Pistons. So
what'd he say?
There's that. He said, quote, "Yeah, glow. Let's get it."
Hashtag James Kid. Hashtag James Gang. Hashtag a kid from Akron. Hashtag Lakers.
No, it's just him dunking in transition.
I can't wait to go to the LeBron James Museum someday in Akron, Ohio.
I'm very excited.
That would be fun. But sadly, folks, that's all the time we do have for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Card Guys, Season 2, Episode 9 on 91.5 The Mountain, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in Monday. We're going to discuss all the All-Star Weekend festivities we just went over, and hopefully some Detroit sports get some more wins in the win column. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and Isaac Haffenden, I'm Anthony Schulte saying so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. I don't celebrate.